Hello, our loves. Welcome to World's Cup of Joe, Awaken Your Soul. You got Joanne and Elizabeth here. We're getting really deep here. I'm sure you guys know this channel is all soul. And today we're getting so deep. We're talking secrets of the universe on things that not a lot of people share, but oh my gosh, it's freaking amazing. And so we want you to really soak in these truths of the secrets of the universe so that you can truly become the creator that you are as soul.
We have a great topic for you guys today, and I think it'll help all of you be more. So what we are trying to teach you in this channel is how to be aligned with your best truth, authentic self, which is your soul, which is the observer, and to really shed the mind. And in doing so, you start bringing these changes around in your life. You start manifesting these amazing things into your experiences when you sort of drop mind, you drop resistance, and you just allow things to flow to you. So I want to share this story. So I met this beautiful, beautiful soul recently who, for a living, she does where she resells things. She does like auctions. She is amazing and she works her tail off. I mean, she works her tail off. She works like 7 days a week, 12 to 15 hours a day. And she and I started talking, and I know that she's on my vibration because as soon as we started talking, I was like, oh my gosh, you were meant to meet me. We were meant to meet because she started talking about alignment. And then I find out she's into Abraham Hicks and she's into Neville Goddard, and she's freaking truly amazing. So I knew we were supposed to meet. Our souls led us to each other. And what's so cool is she knows all about law of attraction and manifesting her best life, but she sort of was in a place where she sort of fell asleep a little bit to what needs to be done. And so, for example, this is what I want to share with all of you guys. There is so much more that can be brought to you through in manifesting if you're being versus doing. So the mind wants to do, the mind wants to control. The mind thinks that it needs to do to create this abundant lifestyle, when really it is through the being. And let me share the reason I brought up this beautiful soul is because her example is so easy to demonstrate what being brings you versus what doing can. So let's give this an example of her situation. She's doing. She's getting all these storage units, she's cleaning them out. And when she's in mind, she's not finding anything good in the storage unit. And she's working so hard and nothing's coming. Now, when she gets her alignment right, she starts being, guess what? She opens up the storage unit. Boom! All of these treasures unfold for her. It's brought to her. The doing becomes effortless because she's in a place of alignment. You don't, and so what's awesome is she's not going to have to work 7 days a week, 12 to 15 hours a day. If she bees more, if she aligns more, because the stuff that's going to be brought into her experience in the moments that she is doing is going to be so much greater than when she's doing and reaping nothing because her alignment's not right. And I feel like all of you guys can benefit from this, whether you're a songwriter, whether you sell insurance, whatever you do in life. Be more and let the opportunities be brought to you. Life should be easy. And you and I, Joanne, were talking about this last week. It was like this big old flashlight got shined on us, like, holy smokes. Even us who we practice this stuff day in and day out, but even us could get some fine tuning because our minds trick us into thinking we need to do. And it's like, no, be and let it flow to you easily. And you'll see that you'll have more time freed up. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more opportunities to pursue other things that you love and expand yourself more in those other places. And you're not going to have to worry so much about what's coming in because you're going to trust. You're going to release and you're going to trust and know that the more you're being, the more it has to flow into you in the best way possible. Because so many of us are like spinning the hamster wheel, trying to create this life for ourselves that's already there. It's already there. We need to release and get off that hamster wheel and sort of just sit and relax or to be brought to us, right?
Yeah, yeah. So you brought me somewhere like amazing, love. So before, when I was in my matrix job, working the grind, you guys know the drill, living for the clock and never working for yourself, never waking up for yourself. I was working all day, every day, working, working, working. And it just felt like this hamster wheel, right? That you just keep running on and you never get out of. And me and Elizabeth started Cup of Joe, and you guys know Cup of Joe is our freaking baby. Like, this is where our hearts open and we literally like, it's like what we are being in. It's literally has become who we are. And it's effortless. So when Elizabeth said, like, life is easy, it is, my loves. God, source, energy, the universe did not bring you in this world to work, to do. Really. It is to be. And then the God source energy within you brings in all of the things that you are, because God made you perfect, really perfect. And everything that you desire is you. You are literally the universe. And so when I was in my matrix job and I was working for the doing for the working, when we started Cup of Joe and gave birth to all of our dreams and desires of freedom and love and co-creation, doing what we love, writing every day, creating you beautiful contents for you guys, helping amazing, beautiful souls, all these things, right? It's like amazing, 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 amazing. Words cannot explain it. So that doing in me that was working for my matrix job, it was hard to move from that energy to being with our jobs now. And it's not even a job. This is like, it's not a job. It's because Elizabeth was telling me to take a day off for a Cup of Joe, and I'm like, I don't even know what that looks like.
No,
because
Joanne, we both talked about it in the last week. Like, we've been presented. Well, what would you do if you won like millions in the lottery? You and I both say the same thing. Nothing.
We'd be
like,
doing
seriously,
the same
well, hold on.
thing.
And this is what I told my daughters. The
Uh-huh.
only thing that would change about my day is I'd wake up intentionally to go to the gym and then get a Starbucks afterwards because I deserve that $6 coffee every single freaking day. And then I would do the same thing because I love my life. That's when you know you have found your soul purpose, is when you wake up every day loving where your time is spent.
Yeah.
Whether it's to make money or not. I want to emphasize that, because it could be just something that is a hobby for you that you look forward to in your day. If you can find something that you look forward to and you get to do it every single day, that's soul purpose, my love.
Yes. And it's because, like I said, living, being, breathing is Cup of Joe for me. Like, it's like breathing. I don't have to think about it.
It's enmeshed in us now. It is.
It's so natural.
Because Cup of Joe,
it's like water.
It's where we talk. This is where we talk and share energy, the truth about energy in life. And it is just us now. Like, it is so enmeshed in who we are that we've live life based on
this. This is not
doing.
It isn't doing, it is being. It's co-creating. It's sending love. It's being love. So Elizabeth's like, okay, take a day off. And I'm like, what does that even look like? That's a horrible day if I can't be, because Cup of Joe is being to me. I really like. And so when I was in my matrix job and I literally was working nonstop, I felt exhausted. I felt depleted. I felt like there was no light in the end of the tunnel. And then here I am on the other side.
And Friday afternoons, you're already thinking, crap, I have to go back to work on Monday.
Oh,
right? That's how
and
most people
Sunday
on the Matrix do.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sunday night. I remember, and this is so crazy. I remember there was these like ads showing like, do you have purpose in life? And are you sad on Sundays? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. Sundays are the worst. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't even know what day it is. I really
No,
don't.
my daughter asked me yesterday. She's like, "Mommy, what's your favorite day of the week?" And I was like, "They're all good. They're all good. I don't need it. I don't have a favorite day. All the days are the same, you know."
Yeah, when you're present, when you are so present in the now, this moment here is my favorite day. That's why even birthdays, holidays, there is nothing that I look forward to in the future other than the moment that's happening right now. And this present moment is what we co-create in. This is the present moment that we are being in. This is the present moment where we are more productive. You know, the example that you had with your manifesting that beautiful soul that recognized that she is able to bring in more, you know, abundance for herself when she's in the right energy. And it's absolutely the same thing for me and Elizabeth. When we're in the energy of being all the right content, videos, topics, ideas, products, things to help beautiful souls in their journey and in ways we can help and grow ourselves and others, it comes through being. And me and Elizabeth can spend hours, maybe even like months and weeks, like brainstorming, writing notes for
Yeah.
ourselves, looking at what's a good content, top 10 things, blah, 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 blah. And we're like, error, because it's a two different energy, right?
Yeah.
It just came to me. The one that wants to make a list and do is like going back into the matrix job. And so here we are free, created sole purpose for ourselves. And for some reason, because we were conditioned to do, we thought we can do that same checklist we were doing with our matrix job, right? In our 3D job, clocking in and out. Let me do that same equation of doing in my sole purpose. And it doesn't work. You have an error. We can't come up with content. We can't share these ideas like this where it's effortless. It's truly a shift.
At the same time, when I was talking to this beautiful soul about getting her alignment right, it's funny because I manifested a friend from high school asking me, "Do you know the what is that? Oh, do you know the 20-word script to manifest?" And I was like, "I know what you're talking about, but I don't need a script to manifest. It's all energy. Like, I know the energy. I don't need a script. I don't need someone telling me how to do it. I just need to feel into the energy. That's all anybody needs. I don't need a script to manifest because I already am abundant. I just have to be in the energy of abundance. That's all we need. Like, every single person, no one needs a script. They need to be in the energy of what they desire, and they have to believe that what they desire is coming to them. It has to be a knowing. It has to be a full faith knowing that you are the creator, and you have to line up with the energy of what you want. You want abundance. You want to feel like you can go into any store, including Saks Fifth Avenue, and buy a freaking pair of $500 shoes that are on sale. You need to be in the energy of what that feels like before it even manifests into your experience. You have to know it's coming, it's there, it's done.
All right, Queen, you need to own the conversation you had with him. This is sharing truths to all of you. Elizabeth was such a badass. She's like, I don't need any of that. I've manifested. So Elizabeth manifested like crazy six-figure.
Yeah, I said I've manifested like I've manifested, and I'll be real with you guys. I've manifested like $300,000 in real estate, right? And I know it's because my belief patterns have always been ingrained in me that real estate will pay off. And I've always known locations to buy houses in. And like, I just have this inner sense of like, that's going to be a good house.
You've been in property management. You know how to take care of houses. You know how to.
Yeah.
She knows how to model them.
I know how to stage them. Legit. Like, everyone wants to live there. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
telling him, I was like, first of all, I don't need a script. I know how to manifest on my own. And I know that it's based on me and my energy. It's nobody else. It's not a script that someone else wrote and speaks into the universe. I am the universe. I am the universe. If I want abundance, I tap into the energy that is abundance because I am God's source energy. And it's so cool because these conversations with friends and people I'm meeting, they all turn into soul purpose. Why is that? Because that's what we're here for. We're here to seek joy. And soul purpose is you finding your joy in life. And when you can do that, abundance finds you. It finds you no matter what. And this is the thing. So many people want to judge how they get money, right? They want to judge where it's coming from because they have this expectation for self. Mine does. This is how I have to earn my money. When you could be getting money randomly that has nothing to do with your career, has nothing to do with your profession. It could just flow into you. Don't judge it. That's how your soul wants to bring it to you.
Elizabeth, you guys, I really want to show you how much you can shift your life from truly following your energy and where it's at, right? Me and Elizabeth were both working in a 3D job and we were stuck to the clock, my love. And now we've created this ultimate freedom where we're not stuck on a schedule. Really, the schedule is us. And we've made our like cup of joe so like easy to do that it's not doing anymore. It's so seamless. Yeah, go ahead.
When we first created Cup of Joe, Joanne and I talked about, she was the one telling me, she was like, I heard from this really cool motivational speaker that you should be working like from 10 to 2 each day. Those are your most productive hours. And that's all this person works. And we were like, man, can you imagine just working 10 to 2? I'm going to be real with you guys. Like Joanne and I were always eating, sleeping, breathing Cup of Joe in some form. But the actual work, the actual doing that we put in, way less than 10 to 2. Like seriously, that's how it feels. It feels like it's just being. That's how it feels. It doesn't feel like we're clocking in for 4 hours or 3 hours. It just feels like it's part of our day.
You know what it is? It's because everything we do isn't time stamped. So
freaking fun too.
I know it is. It's something that we can, okay, so like something we worked on, this was like 2 years ago, we made this PDF. It's just a PDF on ways to help other beautiful souls. And that PDF, every single time someone buys it, me and Elizabeth are still getting paid for what we did years ago when we poured our love and energy to it. And so that's what I'm trying to say to all of you.
Energy is timeless. You find the right energy.
Yes.
And that's all you need is that moment in time to keep creating for you. Don't have to feel like you have to spend energy every single day creating something. You can pour love and energy into one time and space, and that energy can work for you.
And it's so crazy because I remember telling Elizabeth, and I never said like, Elizabeth, go leave your 3D job with me. Let's go cup of joeing. Like, didn't say any of that. Our soul purpose found us. It literally did. I had to leave my 3D job and another form of income came in, not cup of joe, by the way. Again, Elizabeth said, don't judge where it came from. I found another revenue stream during that time that helped me make that right decision at the right moment. Like, hey, I can't do this anymore. Elizabeth, same thing. And then she and I have been able to completely not have to do our 3D job. And we now focus on Cup of Joe, but we're being real. All the things that we did a long time ago, they were poured on that energy, love, and like unlimited time that we put in this we put it in a capsule, right? Capsule, excuse me. And everyone else can get a piece of it in that time and moment that is endless and infinite. And so whatever you're working on now, and so me and Elizabeth have projects we're working on books, we're working on ways to help like share all these downloads. It's never going to stop. It's never going to end, right? This is an endless stream of love that we want to keep pouring onto so many beautiful souls. And it doesn't just limit itself on one thing. It's like everything. We want to help everyone. We want to help the world. We want everyone to be free. We want everyone to find soul purpose. We want everyone to know and remember the love that they are so they can create this life of ultimate freedom. For Elizabeth, when I told her, love, this is something we can do. We don't have to work that crazy hours. And I remember us even being like so fond of this motivational speaker, like, I want that schedule. And you're absolutely right, love. I think our actual work hours are like so minimal, and we get to do and choose whatever we want. But you know why? It's because we are now allowing ourselves to be
Joanne,
free.
We surrendered
from everything. Yeah, go ahead.
This is the truth. We surrendered from the fear. Mind wanted a fear. Well, what if you leave and you have no medical benefits? What if you leave and you don't have enough money? What if you leave and you can't afford this? That's what the mind did. And when we left, it was in a place of surrender. I trust that's what's happening to me is for the highest good. I trust that it's going to be okay.
Yeah. What's so crazy is Elizabeth, so many people were telling her, like, people that go and do like what they love, like their soul purpose and stuff, they like come back with losing all their savings, and they don't do anything with their life. And Elizabeth's like, cancel everybody, everything.
But I think the difference is the people that I knew that used their savings to help them, they weren't doing it for soul purpose. They were doing it because they wanted to escape the matrix for a little while and to get like a reprieve from the matrix and the 9 to 5, but they weren't doing it to find their soul purpose. And I think that's the difference, because when you're aligned and you find your soul purpose, like I said, the abundance comes to you. You don't lose out on anything because you have now invested in surrendering. They weren't surrendered. They were just trying to escape.
Yeah. And you know what happens when you find soul purpose? The freedom, the abundance, the actual escape finds you. So again, Elizabeth is so modest, but she has been a manifesting freaking queen. And when I told her, like,
Thank
hey,
you, love.
I'm so proud of you, love. Hey, just so you know, on this other side, we don't have to be tied and live for someone else. Because that's what I felt like it was when I was working in the matrix, was living for someone else. And now that I get to wake up and live for me, truly, living for you allows you to create the life that is for you.
This is what's so cool is because in our line of work, our World's Cup of Joe, our main baby, we teach people how to align with soul. That's our main thing, is to align with soul on their personal journeys. And it's funny because when they do, they start finding soul purpose, and then they reach back out to us and they're like, can you help me with soul purpose? It's not even about, I know you guys can teach me soul purpose. And it's because it starts finding you when you align with soul.
Yeah. And so like all these people that doubted Elizabeth, to them, they still can't process the amount of freedom and joy and abundance that she has, because to someone who wants to do, they're confused. What do you mean you don't clock in somewhere? What do you mean?
Oh, like, yeah, no,
right?
They feel so much fear, and even that thought of giving into their greatest desire. Truly, that's their greatest desire, and they're scared to do it and to surrender.
And I have other, we have friends that are in the 3D, and they'll say something like, it's the bills aren't going to pay themselves. I don't want to live in the streets, like weird crap like that. And it's like, honestly, when you are following soul purpose, your soul purpose allows you to be able to pay everything without worrying about it. Because even when I was in the 3D job, I was worried then too. So like, why not live life free, happy, just thinking of future? And when you are present, there's really only now. And when you can be in this place, you are more abundant, you are more free. And so can you imagine someone talking Elizabeth out of that freedom that she created for herself? When she decided to be free from Cup of Joe, when she decided to listen to her inner guidance system that told her she's a badass and said, everything about real estate, how to make houses look like model homes, like, let's get real. What else? To the place where Elizabeth, literally, I think the biggest fear that mine always had, because when you have your own soul purpose, you're doing that. Who's going to pay the mortgage? Who's going to do that? And so every day when we were doing Cup of Joe, that was like the biggest for Elizabeth. And now, like, there's no fear. There's no fear. There's no fear. There's none. It's like, once you release all of the fears, all you have is love. All you have is faith. And it's like, who's going to pay the bills? Well, I'm going to pay the bills because I'm so freaking abundant. Not only do I not have to worry about paying my mortgage, but I'm also having extra abundance to buy whatever the heck I want because I want it.
My $6 Starbucks that I've deprived myself for far too long. I get it all the time now. Yeah, like that's my thing with myself, to show myself that I'm abundant. I want a Starbucks when I'm getting a Starbucks. I know that's not a big thing for most people, right? But for me, it is. I'm telling you, my whole marriage of 14 years, I may have bought myself 5 Starbucks. I've bought myself 5 Starbucks in the last week and a half. So woo-hoo! You guys get, because I'm abundant and I can.
You get to buy and get whatever you want and be free, and you'll have more. You know, you will be able to make abundance in your sleep. You'll be able to wake up in your home and realize, my home is paid for. I don't have to worry about a mortgage payment. That was living in the matrix. And I heard that from like a spiritual person. He was asking like, how do you live? Because, you know, we are all awakening. How do you live, chop wood and carry water without worrying about paying the bills? And he said, well, can you get into the vibration of where there are no bills to pay? And the person that he was talking to, he just looked like mind blown. Like, instead of trying to manifest more bills to pay, why not manifest where there are no bills? Right? That's the new level. How do I get to a point where all of the things that I was doing before, depending on getting by, allows itself to pay itself through more creation? Because it's literally, and you know what he said? He said, no, I never thought of that. And he said, it's because you're vibrationally not in that energy. You'll never get to that energy. So therefore you'll still have to worry about bills, because that's all you've allowed your vibration to be. But if you can get into the vibration where you are in that place where there are no bills, right? The vibration of abundance, where you have multiple businesses that pays itself, literally, right? There's no overhead, and all you have is additional residual income that will keep adding on. Everything you create now is going to pay you years from now. Everything. So even with everything you touch now, I know what I touch now is going to reserve itself for years from now, because my time is infinite. And so he was saying, you're never going to vibrationally be a match to no bills, because you're not in that frequency, but you can be. And this is why we say everything is energy, because me and Elizabeth, like, we weren't really like, we weren't thinking of any of this stuff. We didn't think of abundance. No, we were thinking of freedom, in the sense of, we want to do what we love. And once you find soul purpose, the love that pays you, my love, because we just said it ourselves. What paid us our freedom wasn't Cup of Joe. It was different outlets. It was completely different outlets. Yes.
And Joanne, this is what I want everybody to
go ahead.
Everyone thinks they want the money. They want the money. They want the money. They want the freedom. You've got to tap into the energy of freedom, not money. Tap into what it feels like to wake up every single day loving what you do, loving the freedom that life has now served you on a silver platter. That's the energy you're tapping into, because the abundance will find you when you can find the energy of what you're seeking, which is freedom. That is what you're really wanting. And the mind gets so confused. The money is just a tool to get you the freedom. It's the freedom you actually want. Don't get them twisted. feel into the freedom, not the money.
And it totally makes sense why, you know, that easy schedule, the schedule of being, that schedule, like it was like a dream to us. Like, how is that even possible? Well, guess what? How that is possible when you surrender and you release, and now you're not stuck to a 3D job. You're now creating, you're now helping clients. And again, whatever your soul purpose is, whatever it is that just fuels your fire and like makes your heart open, right? It's like singing or dancing or painting. Like, if you don't even have to think about it. It's not even work. It's like when Elizabeth said, get a day off. Why? I love what I do. Even with $1 million, like, you know, like if we won $1 million, I would still be doing Cup of Joe because it brings my freaking heart. It brings my heart in this completely open space where I have pure joy, because I can also make abundance very quickly. I can easily do that, but very sadly. Like, why? Why would I put myself in this place where it doesn't bring me joy? It doesn't help create this like love inside me. So when you do to do for other people, you're going to keep doing what you're doing. But when you start being for you, you start being who you are. You start being that abundance that you are, right? Because of that, when I let go of the 3D job, well, guess what? Oh, shoot, I have the same schedule that spiritual person was saying about, like, the hours they work. And I mean, me and Elizabeth, let's get real. Like, we're not in his level yet, but we were in the vibration. We're totally in his vibration. So we were able to be a match to it. And so start thinking about how you can release all the limiting beliefs and all the things that is telling you, I have to work. I have to clock in. I have to do this for the rest of my life because this is what I was conditioned to do. And start thinking about what you really love, what brings you joy, what fuels your fire. Little things. It can start really, really small. It can be like, you know, I really like drawing. And so for weekends, I'm going to draw people at parties and do that for a business on the side. It can be like, I really love parties, and you know, I'm going to throw parties for friends and family, and they're all going to refer me. And you know what? Now I don't have to work my 3D job anymore, because that's what happened to me and Elizabeth. It was, we were both working towards our doctorate. We just finished our master's. We're working towards our doctorate. Elizabeth actually started. Didn't you start your doctorate, love?
Yeah, I passed my first class.
Okay, so we were working on a way where we thought we had to stay in the 3D. So that's the way that our life and our route was. And then this like huge shift happened to where you never have to work for other people anymore. You have to work in pleasing you and making you happy. Life is about you finding what you love and living in the now, doing that over and over. If you can do that for the rest of your life without ever getting paid, you will get paid. It might not be what you're doing there, but being in the vibration of energy where you're in pure joy, pure love, pure abundance, you're going to manifest that same energy in another way. I don't know how to explain it to all of you, my loves, but I know that when you're in the vibration of abundance, love, joy, peace, it brings it to you without any doing. Without any doing. Because me and Elizabeth are being, and we receive. The doing comes to us seamlessly, effortlessly. And it's when we're being. It's when we're being, and then the doing becomes natural, where it doesn't feel like work. And you are literally creating the life you've always imagined. We love you, beautiful souls. We hope you can feel this abundance, this love, this light that emulates, and all of this energy we share with you. We share them because we want you to know the goddess God that you are. We want you to remember who you are. You are timeless and you are free. The more and more you remember this, it's a remembrance because we all forgot. Now we're all walking back home and remembering who we really are. And the more and more you remember and listen to this energy that is infinite, is free, is abundant, the more and more you can manifest it in front of you without any script, without anything in the external, when it's all about you, your vibration, and matching that energy of love that you are. It's becoming the love, the peace, the freedom you've always desired. And it starts with you, my loves. We're so happy and we're so blessed that we can share these. We want you to also know me and Elizabeth, we're not any different than all of you. We too had soul purpose that we had inside, but we kind of just pushed it back, right, love? We kind of just pushed it back because we have a family we have to support. We have, like again, other people.
Yeah. The fear of the unknown is scary.
Yes. And when you can get to this place of trust, and the way that Elizabeth said it was like, I'm going to bet on myself.
I'm investing in myself. That's what I said. And I'm betting on myself. I am investing and betting on myself. I'm not going to take anything less than that.
Yes. And it was the best investment you've ever made because now you get to live for yourself. When you don't bet on yourself, then who's going to bet on you, love? Who's going to bet on you? Who's going to make sure you live for you when you're living life for everyone else? When you live for you, you get to live for you. And that's what we share and teach in this channel. We want to transfer all of the love, all of the energy, all of the peace, the freedom, abundance that you all deserve, because you are the love, you are the peace, you are the abundance that you desire. We love you all so much. Love you. Bye, love.
Love you. Bye, love.